Okay, so Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera students. So we learn about solution, we learn about suspension, and now we're going to learn about colloid. Okay, so colloid is actually one of the methods that we need to understand together with the meaning of solution and also the definition of suspension. Okay, so we're going to look what is colloid. Okay, so colloid is okay, so colloid. So colloid is actually a mixture, okay, in which the particles are dispersed throughout but are not heavily enough to settle down. So maksudnya solution ni dia akan bercampur-campur, okay, dia campur sepanjang-panjang, but it is not heavy enough untuk dia suspend di bawah like a suspension. Okay, dia banyak. You can find them throughout the particles, throughout the solution or throughout the solvent, throughout the solid, the liquid, but it will not suspend dekat bawah. Okay, it will not suspend dekat bawah. It's not completely dissolved. It's not completely mixed, but it will not dissolve. It will not be suspended di bawah. Bukan macam suspension. Okay, so there is one slide that will compare between solute, suspension, and colloid. Okay, so we're going to look through what the meaning of colloid. Okay, so colloid, as I say just now, you can find these particles. Okay, you can find these particles dispersed throughout these solution. For example, milk. Okay, but they are not heavy enough to settle out. So maksudnya kita akan jumpa colloid tu ada suspension dekat bawah. It will not be suspended. Okay, so there's a difference between colloid and suspension. Okay, so for example, another one here cannot be separated by filtration. So this means if you want to filter milk, okay, if you want to filter out the milk and water, you can't do it. So for example, if we have like a filter funnel, okay, and also some filter paper. Okay, so for example, I feel like, okay, today I want to separate milk, contohnya. Okay, so I pour to here in the filter funnel and also the filter paper, but I cannot dissolve, I cannot separate the milk. Okay, so for example, if I want to separate mayonnaise, so mayonnaise, as we all know, mayonnaise, they have egg, okay, and they also have oil. So for example, if I want to separate the egg and also the oil from mayonnaise, I put in filter paper, for example, I cannot get a milk, I cannot get an egg, and also I cannot get oil at the same time. Okay, so this means mayonnaise and this milk, when you cannot separate by filtration, it is because they are colloids. Okay, the particles can be found throughout all of these, but it will never settle out. That's the reason why when it never settle out, that's the reason why you cannot separate them by filtration. Okay, lagi satu, for example, we have here whipped cream. Okay, so whipped cream we know, okay, whipped cream, if you ever buy like fruit cake, okay, or any birthday cake, sometimes they use whipped cream. Okay, so whipped cream actually we got it from white eggs, sugar. Okay, so if you want to separate sugar and also white eggs from a whipped cream, you cannot separate them by filtration. Why? Because you can find the sugar and also the egg, okay, particles. You can find them throughout the solution. So you can throughout the substance. So that's the reason why you cannot separate. Okay, lagi another one, butter. Okay, so butter, if you want to separate what's inside the butter, you cannot do by the means of filtration. Why? Because you can find the particle throughout this butter, but it's not heavy enough to settle down. So bila dia tidak boleh settle down di bawah, then you know dia tidak boleh dipisahkan. You can only find them throughout, but you cannot separate them. Okay? So that's the difference between colloid and also a suspension. Okay, so we're going to look example of colloids in our daily life. So for example, we have milk. Okay, you can find milk throughout this solution, but it won't settle down at the bottom. Okay, for example, again, we have detergent. Okay, you have detergent. You can find the particles throughout the detergent, but it will not suspend at the bottom. So you can't separate detergent. Okay, maksudnya bila dia tidak boleh terlendap ke bawah, dia tidak boleh terpisah jadi dua barang, so you cannot separate them. So it's as simple as that. And also paint. Okay, so paint we have like liquid in liquid. So liquid you cannot separate them. So for example also blood. Okay, for example blood, you cannot filter out blood just like that. You said like, okay, I want this red thingy. Okay, this red thingy, contohnya hemoglobin. Okay, I want to separate them. So you just use filter paper. No, it doesn't work like that, because you can find in the blood, for example, if you have like one content of blood, you can find all of this hemoglobin. Okay, all of this hemoglobin throughout this blood, but it will not suspend. It will not suspend at the bottom, and that's the reason why you cannot separate them using means of filtration. Okay, if you don't understand, you can always ask me. Okay, and then examples, and then we also have here. Okay, so for example, here we have uncooked custard ataupun unset jelly. Okay, unset jelly. So unset jelly, inside the unset jelly is like half solid and half liquid. Okay, that's why they are jiggling when you try to cut jelly. Okay, they macam goyang-goyang sikit. Why? Because it has solid and also half liquid in it. Okay, so this shows that it's actually a colloid. Okay, so in a jelly you can find, for example, this is like a cup of jelly, for example. I don't really know how to draw a visual, but when you have like a cup of jelly, so you can find the particle of jelly throughout this cup. Okay, but it will never suspend at the bottom. That's the difference between colloid and also suspension. Even though this jelly is a half solid and half liquid, you can't separate them. Okay, and so it shows that it's a colloid. Okay, and another thing that we can put here is meringue. Okay, so for example, meringue. So in the meringue, we have solid of egg, for example. Okay, and also the thing that make a meringue. Okay, if you ever see a meringue, so meringue is kind of similar with a whipped cream. Okay, kind of similar. So, but it have like more sugar. It has like a more volume. So this meringue is actually half gas and half solid. Okay, so half gas, half solid. So it shows that when you have a meringue or when you have a whipped cream, for example, you can find the particles throughout, but it will never suspend at the bottom. And that's the reason why, even though it's half gas and half solid, you cannot separate them by means of filtration. Okay, if you don't understand, you can always ask me. We get it here. And also we have here, for example, for example, here we have a shaving, no, we have a cheese. Okay, so cheese is easy. So we have a cheese or we have a butter. So cheese is actually you got it from milk, you got it from milk. So liquid dispersed in solid. So that's what it means. So liquid, and then we have something inside the cheese that is in a solid form. So even though they have half liquid, half solid to make a cheese, but it will you can found it you can found the particle of cheese throughout the cheese. Okay, the particles throughout the cheese, so you can't separate them. You can't separate them by means of filtration. So kamu jumpa benda cheese tu dari atas sampai ke bawah, okay, ataupun dari bawah sampai ke atas, mini everywhere you can find it throughout. Sebab itulah dia tidak boleh dipisahkan. Okay, even though you put the cheese like on the table, you biarkan, it will never separate into two different things or five different things. It will never separate. So this shows it's actually a colloid. When if even you put it on the table, it will never separate. It will just be in that kind of form. You can find it throughout. From the start of the cheese to the end of the cheese, this is 100% cheese. Okay, dia tidak terpisah, dia tidak bercampur-campur benda lain. And if it happens, it's actually a colloid. Okay, so this is the difference between solution, colloid, and suspension. So we know in the solution, they are transparent, right? And then kalau ada cahaya, dia senang tembus. So solution, for example, salt in water. So complete dissolve of salt in water is a solution. Okay, suspension, as you can see here, suspensions, they're suspended. Okay, they're suspended dekat bawah. And also you can find some on the surface, on the surface of the liquid, okay, or water. So this is a suspension, but for colloid you cannot find any suspension. Okay, you can find any suspension, you can only see throughout, dari atas ke bawah, bawah ke atas is all melt. Okay, that's the reason why you cannot separate them. You can find them throughout, but you will never see them suspended at the bottom, not bukan macam si suspension ni, and that's the reason why you will never be able to filter a colloid. Okay, so if you have any question, as usual, you can always ask me. Okay, you can always ask me also whenever cuti raya. So yeah, that's the last video for today. If you have any question, you can always ask teacher. Okay.